HESI A2 Anatomy and Physiology Flashcards. Question 1. The skull is blank to the spinal cord. Option A, anterior. Option B, posterior. Option C, lateral. Option D, superior. The correct answer is option D, superior. Explanation. The skull lies superior to the spinal cord. Superior means closer to the head or upper part of the body. Question 2. What might an injury to the parietal lobe affect? Option A, breathing. Option B, attention. Option C, memory. Option D, perception. The correct answer is option D, perception. Explanation. The parietal lobe integrates sensory information and contributes to spatial awareness and perception. Damage can impair interpretation of sensory input. Question 3. To what two systems might the urethra belong? Option A, reproductive and endocrine. Option B, urinary and reproductive. Option C, endocrine and urinary. Option D, digestive and cardiovascular. The correct answer is option B, urinary and reproductive. Explanation. In males, the urethra carries both urine and semen at different times. It therefore belongs to the urinary and reproductive systems. Question 4. Which of the following epithelial types is correctly matched with its major function? Option A, simple squamous epithelium secretion or absorption. Option B, stratified squamous epithelium changes shape when stretched. Option C, stratified squamous epithelium diffusion. Option D, simple columnar epithelium secretion or absorption. The correct answer is option D, simple columnar epithelium secretion or absorption. Explanation. Simple columnar epithelium is adapted for secretion and absorption, especially in the digestive tract. Simple squamous favors diffusion, while transitional epithelium changes shape when stretched. Question 5. The ribs are blank to the lungs in the human body. Option A, lateral. Option B, superior. Option C, anterior. Option D, deep. The correct answer is option A, lateral. Explanation. The ribs surround the lungs on their lateral sides, providing protection. The original option set did not include lateral, so that relationship was supplied as the correct answer. Question 6. What is the normal pH of human arterial blood? Option A, 6.8. Option B, 7.4. Option C, 7.9. Option D, 8.2. The correct answer is option B, 7.4. Explanation. Normal arterial blood pH is tightly regulated at about 7.35 to 7.45. A value of 7.4 is near the midpoint of this normal range. Question 7. Which of the following is a HDL cholesterol level that might warrant regular testing? Option A, 70. Option B, 60. Option C, 50. Option D, 40. The correct answer is option D, 40. Explanation. An HDL level around 40 mg/dl is low, particularly in many clinical risk assessments, and may prompt attention to cardiovascular risk factors. Higher HDL values are generally more favorable. Question 8. Which organ system is primarily responsible for integrating voluntary movements? Option A, cardiovascular system. Option B, digestive system. Option C, respiratory system. Option D, nervous system. The correct answer is option D, nervous system. Explanation. The nervous system receives sensory input, plans movement, and sends motor signals to skeletal muscles. It is therefore central to voluntary movement integration. Question 9. Which part of the nervous system includes the femoral, radial, and ulnar nerves? Option A, somatic. Option B, autonomic. Option C, sympathetic. Option D, parasympathetic. The correct answer is option A, somatic. Explanation. The femoral, radial, and ulnar nerves are peripheral nerves that serve voluntary skeletal muscle and sensation. They are part of the somatic nervous system. Question 10. Which of the following statements is anatomically correct? Option A, the knee is distal to the ankle. Option B, the heart is inferior to the diaphragm. Option C, the hip is proximal to the knee. Option D, the wrist is proximal to the elbow. The correct answer is option C, the hip is proximal to the knee. Explanation. Proximal means closer to the trunk or point of attachment. The hip is closer to the trunk than the knee, so it is proximal to the knee. Question 11. Testicular activity is under the control of which hormone? Option A, FSH. Option B, LH. Option C, GH. Option D, both FSH and LH. The correct answer is option A, FSH. Explanation. Both FSH and LH regulate testicular activity. FSH supports sperm production through Sertoli cells, while LH stimulates Leydig cells to produce testosterone. Question 12. Nerve tissue is composed of neurons and connective tissue cells that are referred to as which of the following? Option A, osteoblasts. Option B, neuroglia. Option C, osteoclasts. Option D, arterioles. The correct answer is option B, neuroglia. Explanation. Neuroglia are supporting cells of nervous tissue. They protect, nourish, insulate, and help maintain the environment for neurons. Question 13. In which organ do muscles push food into the stomach via peristalsis? Option A, mouth. Option B, small intestine. Option C, epiglottis. Option D, esophagus. The correct answer is option D, esophagus. Explanation. The esophagus uses peristalsis to move swallowed food from the pharynx to the stomach. The epiglottis directs food away from the airway but does not propel it. Question 14. The ovaries are part of the blank. Option A, skeletal system. Option B, nervous system. Option C, lymphatic system. Option D, reproductive system. The correct answer is option D, reproductive system. Explanation. Ovaries produce oocytes and secrete reproductive hormones such as estrogen and progesterone. They are primary organs of the female reproductive system. Question 15. Which combination of statements about skeletal muscles is correct? Option A only. Option B, A and B only. Option C, B and C only. Option D, B, C, and D. Option E, A, B, C, and D. The correct answer is option D, B, C, and D. Explanation. Skeletal muscles attach to bones by tendons, generate heat as they contract, and maintain posture through ongoing low-level contractions. They account for far more than 10% of body weight. Question 16. How does the muscular system work with the skeletal system? Option A. Muscles attached to tendons contract to bend the skeleton at the joints. Option B. The hard bones of the skeleton protect the voluntary muscles of the limbs. Option C. The cardiac muscles produce calcium that is needed for sturdy bones. Option D. Smooth muscles on internal organs leach excess minerals from the bones. The correct answer is option A. Muscles attached to tendons contract to bend the skeleton at the joints. Explanation. Skeletal muscles attach to bones through tendons. When they contract, they pull across joints and create movement of the skeleton. Question 17. When the pulmonary valve and aortic valves are open, where can blood flow? Option A. Between the two ventricles of the heart. Option B. From atrium to ventricle within the heart. Option C. Between the heart and the rest of the body. Option D. Between the atria and the heart. The correct answer is option C. Between the heart and the rest of the body. Explanation. The pulmonary and aortic semilunar valves open when ventricles eject blood. Blood then flows from the right ventricle to the lungs and from the left ventricle to the body. Question 18. Which enzyme functions to break down specific sugar? Option A. Catalase. Option B. Lipase. Option C. Protease. Option D. Lactase. The correct answer is option D. Lactase. Explanation. Lactase is the enzyme that breaks down lactose, the sugar in milk. Lactose itself is the substrate, not an enzyme. Question 19. The cells that form compact bone are called. Option A. Osteoclasts. Option B. Neuroglia. Option C. Osteoblasts. Option D. Cancellous. The correct answer is option C. Osteoblasts. Explanation. Osteoblasts build bone matrix and participate in bone formation. Osteoclasts resorb bone, while neuroglia support nervous tissue. Question 20. How does the trachea remain open like a hollow tube? Option A. Air pressure inside keeps it open. Option B. Supporting cartilaginous rings keep it open. Option C. It is reinforced with bone that cannot collapse. Option D. Special muscles are working to keep the trachea open. The correct answer is option B. Supporting cartilaginous rings keep it open. Explanation. C-shaped rings of hyaline cartilage support the trachea and prevent collapse during breathing. The flexible posterior wall still allows the adjacent esophagus to expand. Question 21. Which organ system is primarily responsible for generating antibodies? Option A. Endocrine system. Option B. Digestive system. Option C. Lymphatic system. Option D. Nervous system. The correct answer is option C. Lymphatic system. Explanation. B lymphocytes and related lymphatic tissues generate antibodies during adaptive immune responses. This is a principal role of the lymphatic and immune systems. Question 22. Which mineral supports the function of the thyroid? Option A. Manganese. Option B. Iodine. Option C. Phosphorus. Option D. Zinc. The correct answer is option B. Iodine. Explanation. Iodine is required to synthesize thyroid hormones T3 and T4. Inadequate iodine intake can impair thyroid hormone production and contribute to goiter. Question 23. The corpus callosum facilitates communication between blank. Option A. The left and right brain. Option B. The skeletal and neural systems. Option C. The brain and spinal cord. Option D. The thalamus and hypothalamus. The correct answer is option A. The left and right brain. Explanation. The corpus callosum is a large bundle of nerve fibers connecting the left and right cerebral hemispheres. It permits communication between the two sides of the brain. Question 24. Within which epidermal layer of the skin does mitosis occur? Option A. Stratum lucidum. Option B. Stratum granulosum. Option C. Stratum corneum. Option D. Stratum germinativum. The correct answer is option D. Stratum germinativum. Explanation. Most epidermal mitosis occurs in the stratum basale, also called the stratum germinativum. New cells produce their move upward and eventually form the outer keratinized layers. Question 25. Muscle contraction helps keep the body warm. Skeletal muscles continuously contract to maintain posture. Which of the following are needed for a muscle cell to contract? Option A. Calcium and ADP. Option B. Calcium and ADP. Option C. Potassium and calcium. Option D. Sodium and calcium. The correct answer is option B. Calcium and ADP. Explanation. Calcium initiates key steps in muscle contraction, and ADP supplies energy for cross-bridge cycling. ADP alone cannot provide the required energy. Question 26. The orthopedic surgeon informs you that you have broken the middle region of the humerus. Option A. Epiphysis. Option B. Articular cartilage. Option C, perichondrium. Option D, diaphysis. The correct answer is option D, diaphysis. Explanation. The diaphysis is the shaft or middle region of a long bone. The epiphyses are the expanded ends of the bone. Question 27. Of the following processes, which one is a different level of defense from the others? Option A, a low pH in the stomach. Option B, cilia present in the trachea. Option C, body cells recognizing a pathogen. Option D, mucus present in the nasal cavity. The correct answer is option C, body cells recognizing a pathogen. Explanation. Low stomach pH, airway cilia, and nasal mucus are first-line barriers. Recognition of a pathogen by body cells is part of a later cellular immune defense. Question 28. The axial skeletal system contains all of these except blank. Option A, the skull. Option B, the ribs. Option C, the breastbone. Option D, the radius. The correct answer is option D, the radius. Explanation. The axial skeleton includes the skull, vertebral column, ribs, and sternum. The radius is a forearm bone and belongs to the appendicular skeleton. Question 29. How does the integumentary system work with the nervous system? Option A. The integumentary system removes heat from the neurons in the nervous system. Option B. The nervous system circulates nutrients outward to the integumentary system. Option C. Touch input via the integumentary system sends messages to the nervous system. Option D. Messages from the nervous system affect the color and texture of the skin. The correct answer is option C. Touch input via the integumentary system sends messages to the nervous system. Explanation. Sensory receptors in the skin detect touch, pressure, pain, and temperature. They transmit nerve impulses to the nervous system for interpretation and response. Question 30. Which is an anterior muscle? Option A. Gluteus maximus. Option B. Quadriceps femoris. Option C. Biceps femoris. Option D. Abductor magnus. The correct answer is option B. Quadriceps femoris. Explanation. The quadriceps femoris group lies on the anterior thigh. The gluteus maximus and biceps femoris are posterior, while adductor magnus is primarily medial. Question 31. If you wanted to separate the abdominal cavity from the thoracic cavity, which plane would you use? Option A. Sagittal. Option B. Transverse. Option C. Frontal. Option D. Coronal. The correct answer is option B. Transverse. Explanation. A transverse plane separates superior and inferior regions. The diaphragm itself separates thoracic and abdominal cavities, but among the listed planes transverse is correct. Question 32. A tissue examined under the microscope exhibits the following characteristics: cells found on internal surface of stomach, no extracellular matrix, cells tall and thin, no blood vessels in the tissue. What type of tissue is this? Option A. Epithelial. Option B. Connective. Option C. Muscle. Option D. Cartilage. Option E. Nervous. The correct answer is option A. Epithelial. Explanation. Epithelial tissue forms linings and coverings, has closely packed cells with little extracellular matrix, and lacks blood vessels. The described tall cells are consistent with columnar epithelium in the stomach lining. Question 33. What mineral is responsible for muscle contraction? Option A. Chloride. Option B. Sodium. Option C. Calcium. Option D. Magnesium. The correct answer is option C. Calcium. Explanation. Calcium binds regulatory proteins in muscle fibers and permits actin-myosin interaction. It is therefore essential for normal skeletal, cardiac, and smooth muscle contraction. Question 34. What is the role of progesterone in the female reproductive system? Option A. Stimulates ovulation. Option B. Conversion of the follicle to the corpus luteum. Option C. Stimulates the development of the endometrium. Option D. Stimulates the start of menstruation. The correct answer is option C. Stimulates the development of the endometrium. Explanation. Progesterone supports and maintains the endometrium after ovulation, preparing it for implantation. A fall in progesterone contributes to the onset of menstruation. Question 35. Which is not produced by the pituitary gland? Option A. FSH. Option B. TRH. Option C. LH. Option D. ADH. The correct answer is option B. TRH. Explanation. TRH is produced by the hypothalamus and stimulates pituitary release of TSH. The pituitary does produce FSH, LH, and releases ADH. Question 36. Which organ system is primarily responsible for preventing water loss? Option A. Nervous system. Option B. Integumentary system. Option C. Lymphatic system. Option D. Urinary system. The correct answer is option B. Integumentary system. Explanation. The skin reduces water loss through its keratinized outer layer and protective barrier. The integumentary system is therefore crucial for preventing dehydration. Question 37. Where would you be likely to find a Schwann cell? Option A. In the digestive system. Option B. In the nervous system. Option C. In the skeletal system. Option D. In the muscular system. The correct answer is option B. In the nervous system. Explanation. Schwann cells are glial cells of the peripheral nervous system. They form myelin around many peripheral axons. Question 38. What is the function of the coronary artery? Option A. It carries oxygenated blood to the heart. Option B. It carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Option C. It distributes blood to the body. Option D, it supplies blood to the heart muscles. The correct answer is option D, it supplies blood to the heart muscles. Explanation. Coronary arteries branch from the aorta and deliver oxygen-rich blood to the myocardium. The heart muscle needs this supply to continue pumping effectively. Question 39. In what part of the body would you expect to find an especially thick stratum corneum? Option A, back of the hand. Option B, heel of the foot. Option C, abdomen. Option D, over the shin. The correct answer is option B, heel of the foot. Explanation. The heel experiences high friction and pressure during standing and walking. Its thick stratum corneum provides extra protection against abrasion. Question 40. The human skull contains about how many bones? Option A, about 5. Option B, about 30. Option C, about 60. Option D, about 210. The correct answer is option B, about 30. Explanation. The skull has 22 bones, or 28 when the 6 auditory ossicles are included. Thus an answer of about 30 is an approximation that includes the ossicles. Question 41. Which is a secondary defense for the body against pathogens? Option A, tears. Option B, urine. Option C, inflammation. Option D, mucus. The correct answer is option C, inflammation. Explanation. Inflammation is a second-line, non-specific defense that recruits immune cells and increases blood flow to injured or infected tissue. Tears, urine, and mucus are first-line barriers. Question 42. Which kinds of muscles are involved in peristalsis? Option A, smooth muscles. Option B, cardiac muscles. Option C, skeletal muscles. Option D, epaxial muscles. The correct answer is option A, smooth muscles. Explanation. Peristalsis is produced by coordinated contractions of smooth muscle in the walls of hollow digestive organs. Cardiac and skeletal muscle do not propel food through the gut. Question 43. Jeffrey has contracted bulbar poliomyelitis, and it has affected the medulla oblongata. The doctors warn the family that his condition is grave and death may be imminent. What functions of the medulla oblongata have warranted such a dire prognosis? Option A. The medulla oblongata contains vital centers that control heart action, blood vessel diameter, and respiration. Option B. The medulla oblongata contains neural connections of the reticular activating system. Option C. The medulla oblongata contains the pineal gland, which controls the vital centers. Option D. The medulla oblongata contains the corpora quadrigomena, which controls the neural transmission of impulses along the spinal cord. The correct answer is option A. The medulla oblongata contains vital centers that control heart action, blood vessel diameter, and respiration. Explanation. The medulla oblongata contains vital centers that regulate respiration, heart function, and blood vessel tone. Damage there can be life-threatening because these functions are essential for survival. Question 44. The cheekbones are blank to the nose. Option A, anterior. Option B, proximal. Option C, deep. Option D, lateral. The correct answer is option D, lateral. Explanation. The cheekbones, or zygomatic bones, are on either side of the nose. Therefore, they are lateral to the nose. Question 45. Which of the following are considered normal values for the measure of a person's pulse and blood pressure? Option A, 55 beats per minute and 75 over 60 millimeters Hg. Option B, 72 beats per minute and 120 over 80 millimeters Hg. Option C, 100 beats per minute and 140 over 100 millimeters Hg. Option D, 160 beats per minute and 100 over 70 millimeters Hg. The correct answer is option B, 72 beats per minute and 120 over 80 millimeters Hg. Explanation. A resting pulse near 72 beats per minute and blood pressure near 120/80 millimeters Hg are commonly cited normal adult values. Normal ranges vary with age and circumstances. Question 46. How might vitamin D deficiency present? Option A, as bleeding gums. Option B, as swollen extremities. Option C, as red patches. Option D, as crooked bones. The correct answer is option D, as crooked bones. Explanation. Vitamin D deficiency impairs calcium absorption and bone mineralization. In children it can cause rickets, including bowed or crooked bones. Question 47. Which mineral helps to maintain fluid balance in the body? Option A, potassium. Option B, cobalt. Option C, chromium. Option D, sulfur. The correct answer is option A, potassium. Explanation. Potassium is a major intracellular electrolyte and is important in fluid balance, nerve signaling, and muscle function. Its concentration is regulated closely by the kidneys. Question 48. The hypothalamus is part of the blank. Option A, cardiovascular system. Option B, endocrine system. Option C, respiratory system. Option D, lymphatic system. The correct answer is option B, endocrine system. Explanation. The hypothalamus links the nervous and endocrine systems and controls pituitary activity. It is therefore commonly grouped with endocrine regulation. Question 49. How does the nervous system work with the muscular system? Option A. The muscle of the body produce chemicals that feed the nerves. Option B. The nervous system tells the muscles how to respond to the environment. Option C. The nervous system releases chemicals that remove excess waste from the muscles. Option D. The muscular system provides input that allows the nerves to make decisions. The correct answer is option B. The nervous system tells the muscles how to respond to the environment. Explanation. Motor neurons transmit signals from the nervous system to muscles, directing contraction in response to internal plans or environmental stimuli. Muscles do not control neural decision-making. Question 50. Which is not an example of a nonspecific immune response? Option A. Inflammation. Option B. Vasodilation. Option C. Releases of histamine. Option D. Production of antibodies. The correct answer is option D. Production of antibodies. Explanation. Inflammation, vasodilation, and histamine release are nonspecific innate responses. Antibodies are produced by B cells as part of specific adaptive immunity. Question 51. The gallbladder is part of the blank. Option A. Endocrine system. Option B. Urinary system. Option C. Digestive system. Option D. Nervous system. The correct answer is option C. Digestive system. Explanation. The gallbladder stores and concentrates bile, which aids fat digestion. It is an accessory organ of the digestive system. Question 52. Which hormone controls sleep, mood, and appetite? Option A. Serotonin. Option B. Oxytocin. Option C. Cortisol. Option D. Aldosterone. The correct answer is option A. Serotonin. Explanation. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that influences mood, appetite, and sleep-wake regulation. It is not one of the primary endocrine hormones listed in the other choices. Question 53. What is the primary hormone secreted by the thyroid? Option A. Oxytocin. Option B. TSH. Option C. Adrenaline. Option D. T4, thyroxine. The correct answer is option D. T4, thyroxine. Explanation. Thyroid follicular cells produce T4, or thyroxine, which helps regulate metabolic rate. TSH stimulates the thyroid but is secreted by the anterior pituitary. Question 54. How might the headrest on a car prevent traumatic injury? Option A. By limiting hyperflexion of the neck. Option B. By limiting hyperextension of the neck. Option C. By reducing vertebral compression. Option D. By preventing disc degeneration. The correct answer is option B. By limiting hyperextension of the neck. Explanation. A properly positioned headrest limits excessive backward movement of the head. This helps prevent neck hyperextension during a rear-end collision. Question 55. Beriberi is a disease caused by lack of blank. Option A. Thiamine. Option B. Vitamin C. Option C. Niacin. Option D. Protein. The correct answer is option A. Thiamine. Explanation. Beriberi results from thiamine, or vitamin B1, deficiency. Thiamine is essential for carbohydrate metabolism and normal nerve and cardiac function. Question 56. What is the function of amylase? Option A. Breaking down starch. Option B. Digesting fat. Option C. Breaking down protein. Option D. Absorbing water. The correct answer is option A. Breaking down starch. Explanation. Amylase digests starch into smaller carbohydrate molecules. It is present in saliva and pancreatic secretions. Question 57. For the average person, what is true about caloric intake? Option A. IT should increase with age after age 25. Option B. IT should decline with age after age 25. Option C. IT should remain constant over a lifetime. Option D. IT should decline and then increase with age. The correct answer is option B. It should decline with age after age 25. Explanation. Average energy needs often decrease with age because basal metabolic rate and activity commonly decline. Individual caloric needs still vary with health, size, and activity level. Question 58. How does the lymphatic system work with the circulatory system? Option A. The circulatory system produces red blood cells for the lymphatic system. Option B. Lymph draws excess fluid from the cells and deposits it into the blood vessels. Option C. The heart regulates the production of lymph in the lymph glands. Option D. White cells from the lymphatic system eliminates excess red blood cells. Q. The correct answer is option B. Lymph draws excess fluid from the cells and deposits it into the blood vessels. Explanation. The lymphatic system collects excess interstitial fluid and returns it to the bloodstream. This prevents fluid accumulation in tissues and supports circulatory volume. Question 59. The lateral side of the right knee would be blank. Option A. The kneecap. Option B. Closest to the left knee. Option C. Farthest from the left knee. Option D. On the underside of the knee. The correct answer is option C. Farthest from the left knee. Explanation. Lateral means farther from the body's midline. On the right knee, the lateral side is the side farther from the left knee. Question 60. Which might be a result of stenosis, or narrowing of the heart valve? Option A. Abdominal pain. Option B. Blood clots. Option C. Edema, swelling, of organs. Option D. Irregular heartbeat. The correct answer is option D. Irregular heartbeat. Explanation. Valve stenosis restricts blood flow and increases the heart's workload. It can contribute to abnormal rhythms, shortness of breath, and eventually heart failure symptoms. Question 61. Where might a herniated lumbar disc be most likely to create pain? Option A. Along the radial nerve. Option B. Within the spinal cord. Option C. Along the sciatic nerve. Option D. Along the tibial nerve. The correct answer is option C. Along the sciatic nerve. Explanation. A lumbar disc herniation can compress roots that contribute to the sciatic nerve. Pain may then radiate from the lower back through the buttock and leg. Question 62. Which type of tissue provides support and structure for the organs? Option A, epithelial. Option B, connective. Option C, muscle. Option D, nervous. The correct answer is option B, connective. Explanation: connective tissue supports, binds, and protects other tissues and organs. Examples include bone, cartilage, blood, adipose tissue, and connective tissue proper. Question 63. Bile is secreted into which organ? Option A, small intestine. Option B, liver. Option C, large intestine. Option D, stomach. The correct answer is option A, small intestine. Explanation: bile is produced by the liver and delivered into the duodenum of the small intestine. There it emulsifies dietary fats and aids their digestion and absorption. Question 64. You have been given a sample of tissue that has pillar-shaped cells arranged tightly together. Option A, squamous epithelium. Option B, cuboidal epithelium. Option C, columnar epithelium. Option D, transitional epithelium. The correct answer is option C, columnar epithelium. Explanation: columnar epithelium has cells that are taller than they are wide and are arranged closely together. It commonly lines areas specialized for secretion or absorption. Question 65. What is the name of the bone in the human thigh? Option A, ulna. Option B, femur. Option C, radius. Option D, humerus. The correct answer is option B, femur. Explanation: the femur is the long bone of the thigh and the largest bone in the body. The ulna and radius are forearm bones, and the humerus is in the upper arm. Question 66. Which might you expect to see in a whiplash injury? Option A, cardiopulmonary problems. Option B, side-to-side spinal curvature. Option C, eventual herniation of discs. Option D, traumatic injury to ligaments. The correct answer is option D, traumatic injury to ligaments. Explanation: whiplash commonly strains or sprains soft tissues of the neck, including ligaments. It results from rapid acceleration and deceleration of the head. Question 67. Which feature of the ear is most medial? Option A, pinna. Option B, tympanic membrane. Option C, cochlea. Option D, outer canal. The correct answer is option C, cochlea. Explanation: the cochlea is in the inner ear and is more medial than the tympanic membrane, outer canal, and pinna. It contains the sensory apparatus for hearing. Question 68. Why might certain young people be underweight? Option A, they are growing in height faster than they are gaining weight. Option B, they eat little protein and too much fat and sugar. Option C, they eat several meals a day and fail to exercise enough. Option D, they seldom eat a meal that contains foods from all food groups. The correct answer is option A, they are growing in height faster than they are gaining weight. Explanation: during rapid growth, height can increase faster than body mass. A young person may therefore appear underweight even when growth is otherwise normal. Question 69. Which parts of the heart are separated by the mitral valve? Option A, left atrium and right atrium. Option B, right atrium and right ventricle. Option C, left ventricle and right ventricle. Option D, left atrium and left ventricle. The correct answer is option D, left atrium and left ventricle. Explanation: the mitral, or bicuspid, valve lies between the left atrium and left ventricle. It prevents backflow into the atrium during ventricular contraction. Question 70. Which gland is located superior to the kidney? Option A, pituitary. Option B, adrenal. Option C, hypothalamus. Option D, pancreas. The correct answer is option B, adrenal. Explanation: each adrenal gland sits on the superior pole of a kidney. The pituitary and hypothalamus are in the brain, and the pancreas lies in the abdomen. Question 71. Going from superior to inferior, the sequence of the vertebral column is: Option A, sacral, coccyx, thoracic, lumbar, and cervical. Option B, coccyx, sacral, lumbar, thoracic, and cervical. Option C, cervical, lumbar, thoracic, sacral, and coccyx. Option D, cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral, and coccyx. The correct answer is option D, cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral, and coccyx. Explanation: from top to bottom, the vertebral regions are cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral, and coccygeal. This sequence follows the length of the spine from neck to tailbone. Question 72. How does a transverse section divide the body? Option A, into right and left regions. Option B, into upper and lower regions. Option C, into front and back regions. Option D, between the dorsal and ventral cavities. The correct answer is option B, into upper and lower regions. Explanation: a transverse section separates the body into upper and lower regions. This is another name for a horizontal or axial section. Question 73. Where are the pressoreceptors and chemoreceptors, specialized sensory nerves that assist with the regulation of circulation and respiration, located? Option A, circle of Willis. Option B, cerebral arteries. Option C, abdominal aorta. Option D, carotid body. The correct answer is option D, carotid body. Explanation: carotid bodies near the carotid arteries contain chemoreceptors that sense blood oxygen, carbon dioxide, and pH. Nearby baroreceptors also help regulate cardiovascular responses. Question 74. Which organ system is primarily responsible for regulating muscle growth? Option A, skeletal system. Option B, endocrine system. Option C, nervous system. Option D, reproductive system. The correct answer is option B, endocrine system. Explanation. Hormones such as growth hormone, testosterone, insulin, and thyroid hormone influence muscle growth and protein metabolism. The endocrine system regulates these chemical signals. Question 75. The epidermis is classified as A. Option A, cell. Option B, tissue. Option C, organ. Option D, system. The correct answer is option B, tissue. Explanation. The epidermis is a layer of epithelial tissue, not a single cell or an entire organ system. Together with the dermis, it contributes to the organ called skin. Question 76. How do the intercostal muscles between the ribs assist with respiration? Option A, by protecting the delicate bronchioles and alveoli. Option B, by signaling a decrease in intraalveolar pressure. Option C, by enlarging and reducing the space in the thorax. Option D, by maintaining a medial separation between pleurae. The correct answer is option C, by enlarging and reducing the space in the thorax. Explanation. Intercostal muscles move the rib cage and change thoracic volume. These changes alter pressure and assist inhalation and exhalation. Question 77. In which part of the lungs do nearly all the gaseous exchanges between air and body take place? Option A, pleura. Option B, trachea. Option C, bronchioles. Option D, alveoli. The correct answer is option D, alveoli. Explanation. Gas exchange occurs mainly in the alveoli, whose thin walls lie next to pulmonary capillaries. Oxygen diffuses into blood and carbon dioxide diffuses into alveolar air. Question 78. The arteries are part of the blank. Option A, nervous system. Option B, endocrine system. Option C, lymphatic system. Option D, cardiovascular system. The correct answer is option D, cardiovascular system. Explanation. Arteries are blood vessels that carry blood away from the heart. They are components of the cardiovascular system. Question 79. Which type of nutrients does not provide the body with energy? Option A, vitamin. Option B, carbohydrate. Option C, fat. Option D, protein. The correct answer is option A, vitamin. Explanation. Vitamins are essential micronutrients but do not supply usable energy. Carbohydrates, fats, and proteins provide calories. Question 80. If an impulse is traveling from a sense receptor toward the spinal cord, it is traveling along what type of neuron? Option A, motor neuron. Option B, sensory neuron. Option C, interneuron. Option D, bipolar neuron. The correct answer is option B, sensory neuron. Explanation. Sensory, or afferent, neurons carry impulses from receptors toward the spinal cord and brain. Motor neurons carry signals in the opposite direction to effectors. Question 81. Which organ system is primarily responsible for regulating electrolytes? Option A, the endocrine system. Option B, the urinary system. Option C, the lymphatic system. Option D, the nervous system. The correct answer is option B, the urinary system. Explanation. The kidneys regulate water, sodium, potassium, and other electrolytes by filtering blood and adjusting reabsorption and excretion. This makes the urinary system the primary regulator. Question 82. How is pepsin used by the body? Option A, to break down protein. Option B, to break down starches. Option C, to emulsify fats and oils. Option D, to absorb water and nutrients. The correct answer is option A, to break down protein. Explanation. Pepsin is a stomach enzyme that begins protein digestion. It functions best in the acidic environment produced by gastric acid. Question 83. What condition might result from lack of vitamin C? Option A, kwashiorkor. Option B, pellagra. Option C, rickets. Option D, scurvy. The correct answer is option D, scurvy. Explanation. Vitamin C is required for normal collagen synthesis. Deficiency causes scurvy, which can lead to bleeding gums, poor wound healing, and fragile tissues. Question 84. The vena cava drain blood from the body into the blank? Option A, right atrium. Option B, right ventricle. Option C, left atrium. Option D, left ventricle. The correct answer is option A, right atrium. Explanation. The superior and inferior vena cava return systemic venous blood to the right atrium. The right ventricle then pumps it to the lungs. Question 85. Which cut is considered a cross-section? Option A, sagittal or frontal section. Option B, a cut along the coronal plane. Option C, a cut along the median plane. Option D, a cut through the transverse plane. The correct answer is option D, a cut through the transverse plane. Explanation. A transverse plane divides the body into superior and inferior portions. Sagittal planes divide right and left, while frontal planes divide anterior and posterior portions. Question 86. How does the endocrine system work with the reproductive system? Option A, the reproductive system transforms minerals into useful nutrients. Option B, the endocrine system determines the sex of the embryo. Option C, the reproductive system controls the growth of secondary sex organs. Option D, the endocrine system produces chemicals that regulate sexual functions. The correct answer is option D, the endocrine system produces chemicals that regulate sexual functions. Explanation. Endocrine hormones regulate reproductive development and function. FSH, LH, estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone coordinate gamete production, cycles, and sexual development. Question 87. Muscle contractions that normally move food along the human digestive system are known as blank. Option A, defecation. Option B, osmosis. Option C, peristalsis. Option D, circulation. The correct answer is option C, peristalsis. Explanation: peristalsis consists of wave-like smooth muscle contractions that propel food through the digestive tract. Osmosis and circulation are different physiological processes. Question 88. The dorsal body cavity is blank to the ventral body cavity. Option A, medial. Option B, deep. Option C, posterior. Option D, anterior. The correct answer is option C, posterior. Explanation: the dorsal body cavity is posterior to the ventral body cavity. It contains the brain and spinal cord, whereas the ventral cavity contains the thoracic and abdominopelvic organs. Question 89. Which part of the brain is most posterior? Option A, frontal lobe. Option B, parietal lobe. Option C, temporal lobe. Option D, occipital lobe. The correct answer is option D, occipital lobe. Explanation: the occipital lobe occupies the posterior portion of the cerebrum. It is especially important for visual processing. Question 90. The esophagus is part of the blank. Option A, endocrine system. Option B, digestive system. Option C, respiratory system. Option D, nervous system. The correct answer is option B, digestive system. Explanation: the esophagus transports food from the pharynx to the stomach. It is part of the alimentary canal within the digestive system. Question 91. Which is an anterior feature of the human head? Option A, the nose. Option B, the ears. Option C, the occipital lobe. Option D, the temporal lobe. The correct answer is option A, the nose. Explanation: anterior means toward the front of the body. The nose is on the anterior surface of the head, while the ears are lateral and the occipital lobe is posterior. Question 92. Which mineral is important for the formation of red blood cells? Option A, selenium. Option B, calcium. Option C, magnesium. Option D, iron. The correct answer is option D, iron. Explanation: iron is the mineral required to form hemoglobin in red blood cells. The original option set listed copper, but iron is the standard correct answer. Question 93. Enlargement of the thyroid, commonly known as a goiter, might be expected to affect blank. Option A, swallowing. Option B, insulin levels. Option C, sleep. Option D, digestion. The correct answer is option A, swallowing. Explanation: a goiter enlarges the thyroid in the neck, where it can compress the esophagus or surrounding structures. This can make swallowing difficult. Question 94. How does the digestive system work with the urinary system? Option A, the digestive system controls the functions of the ureter. Option B, the urinary system removes toxins from the products of urination. Option C, the digestive system manufactures hormones that influence urination. Option D, the urinary system eliminates some waste products of digestion. The correct answer is option D, the urinary system eliminates some waste products of digestion. Explanation: the digestive system breaks food into absorbable nutrients, and the urinary system filters blood to remove soluble metabolic wastes. These systems therefore cooperate in waste elimination and fluid balance. Question 95. The spleen is part of the blank. Option A, nervous system. Option B, integumentary system. Option C, lymphatic system. Option D, urinary system. The correct answer is option C, lymphatic system. Explanation: the spleen filters blood, participates in immune responses, and helps remove aged red blood cells. These roles make it part of the lymphatic system. Question 96. What is the function of parathyroid hormone? Option A, increase energy levels. Option B, stimulating cell reproduction. Option C, speeding up metabolism. Option D, activating vitamin D. The correct answer is option D, activating vitamin D. Explanation: parathyroid hormone raises blood calcium in part by stimulating activation of vitamin D in the kidneys. Active vitamin D increases intestinal calcium absorption. Question 97. How does a sagittal section divide the body? Option A, into right and left regions. Option B, into upper and lower regions. Option C, into front and back regions. Option D, between the dorsal and ventral cavities. The correct answer is option A, into right and left regions. Explanation: a sagittal plane divides the body into right and left portions. A mid-sagittal plane divides it into equal right and left halves. Question 98. What does the parathyroid hormone regulate? Option A, magnesium. Option B, calcium. Option C, calcitonin. Option D, glucocorticoids. The correct answer is option B, calcium. Explanation: parathyroid hormone is a major regulator of blood calcium concentration. It increases calcium availability through effects on bone, kidneys, and vitamin D activation. Question 99. Which organ system is primarily responsible for storing minerals? Option A, skeletal system. Option B, endocrine system. Option C, lymphatic system. Option D, cardiovascular system. The correct answer is option A, skeletal system. Explanation: bone stores large amounts of calcium and phosphorus and releases them when needed. Therefore, the skeletal system is the main mineral reservoir. Question 100. Which hormone initiates the preparation of the endometrium of the uterus for pregnancy? Option A, FSH. Option B, estrogen. Option C, LH. Option D, progesterone. The correct answer is option B, estrogen. Explanation: estrogen promotes growth and preparation of the uterine endometrium during the first half of the menstrual cycle. Progesterone then further supports and maintains the prepared lining after ovulation.